Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is William. Today on the lathe I have a nice little piece of Black Locust and I'm going to have a go at making a capsule box. I turned a couple of them over the last couple of days. There's one turned from you. Grain matched up just nice. So quick and simple little project. I said I put sanding sealer on this one, on this PCU, and shined it up with the buffing wheels. This one I just put a beeswax finish on it, which I just quite like. So, as I said, this is a piece of Black Locust. So we'll make a start on it. So first of all, I'm just going to put a tenon on either side of it. I'm just going to guess it because I can see the chuck jaws here, so I shouldn't be too far out. Same again, I'll just guess the other side. It looks pretty similar. So I'm just going to define where I'll be parting off there. Same on this side. So now this is going to be the size of our box. So the lid will be on this side and this will be the base. So go back roughly 1/3. Doesn't have to be exact. Somewhere around there. I'm going to part this off. Might actually pop it into the chuck first. So now for parting off, I'm going to use the tin parting tool because the thinner the cut, the better the grain will line up. But looking at this piece, the grain is pretty straight, so that doesn't matter. But if the grain was sort of going all over the place, the thinner the cut, the better. The tool slightly side to side, just widening the cut inside. So just part it off. So now, as I said, this is going to be the lid. So I'm going to do this first. So now I'm just going to face this off first. So now I'm just going to mark and cut in where my recess is going to be. So now that's the recess for my lid. So I'm going to hollow out this now. Raise this up a little bit. There's a little 10mm spindle gouge. And then I just want to clean it up with a little round nose scraper. Just need to raise up another little bit more. So that's perfect. Just a tiny little dimple just in the bottom. Need to get rid of that. So just come in with the scraper, just come in under and lift it up. Which usually does the job. Perfect. Yeah, so it's nice and flush that way as well. So I'm just going to clean out where the shoulder is here. So now I'm just going to sand this up. And then I'm finished with the inside of this. So now I just quickly sanded that up to 400, and then lastly with the Scotch pad. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of it there for a minute. So I'm just going to put a little bit of sanding sealer in this now. Get rid of this sandpaper. It's Chestnut Products sanding sealer. I just mix it 50-50 just to thin it down a bit. I find it absorbs into the wood a little bit better. You see all the lovely colour now in that Black Locust. So it's dry now, so we're just going to denib it with the Scotch pad. Now, I'm so happy with that. So now I'm finished with this piece now for the minute. So I'll just stick him up there. Pop in the base. So now the first job is to make a tenon that will fit into the recess we've just put in the lid. There's a reason I do the lid first, because as you'll see now, I find it a little bit easier to just form my tenon from here. I can do a test fit, you know, because if I was doing it the other way around, I have to keep moving the tool rest out of the way each time, because it could take 5, 6, 7 times to get it right. So I just find this way a little bit quicker. As I said, it's just my way of doing it. Take it down and then just taper the end. A little bit more to go. So take this down now to where I tapered it. Taper it a little bit again. Instead, if it takes you 10 goes, it takes you 10 goes. Flatten it off again. Taper it slightly. Getting close. Take it down square again. Another little taper. Oh, nearly there. Another little taper. Hopefully this one will do it. Yeah, so just there. Oh, it's just a little bit tight, so I'll just take another little shave off. Just the tiniest little bit. That's it. That's a tight fit, but I want a tight fit for now. So Sometimes if it's a little bit tight and you just put the lid on and just spin it a couple of times by hand. So that's what you have a pop fit. So now we can hollow out the inside of the box. I'll just face it off there first. A little parting tool now, so I'm just going to put a mark in it. So that's the thickness of, I don't know if the camera's showing it, hopefully it is. So that's the thickness of the layer. So now we'll get it hollowed out. Just check, see how far in I've gone. So I need to go another ½ an inch. So again, I'm just going to use my little round nose scraper. Maybe go another small bit. So just left a nice clean finish there now, that scraper. So I'll get this sanded. So now again I sanded that up to 400 grit. And I'll just give it a rub of the pad. So now again some sanding sealer. So we can now again, I'll just let that dry off and I'll denib it with the Scotch pad again. It dries off very quick. Again, as I said, there's some beautiful colour in the Black Locust. So that's super smooth. Right, so we can stick our lid back on. So as you can see, our grain is matching up just nice. Going up to tailstock, just give it a little pinch. So now we can shape the outside. As I said, there's not much shaping on the outside. As I said, it's just a capsule shape, so it's actually quite easy to do. Now I don't need this material, I can throw this away. Oh, there's one thing I did forget to do. I didn't mark how far down we'll cut. So, which is there. So that's how far down I've hollowed. Same on the lid. So just there. I was getting ahead of myself. So now go back to shaping. Let's get the parting tool and remove some of this out of the way. And we take this in a little bit more here. We're nearly there. As I said, there's not a lot of shaping on the outside. So this is the base. So I'm going to leave a section at the bottom of it flat, just so as it sits nice on the table without falling over. So now I'm just going to take my skew. I've just raised the burr on it, so I'm just going to use it as a negative rake scraper just to refine the curves a little bit here. Just rolling it around those corners, not letting the tools stop and dig in. So because if you pause coming around the edge, it'll leave a flat spot. So if you can try and do it in one continuous movement. So now there's our capsule shape. So it just needs sanding now, so we'll get that done. Now grain is still matching up, which is good. So now again, I sanded the outside up to 400 grit, and just with the little pad, just give it a once over. So now it's ready for sanding sealer. So we'll let that dry and we'll get another coat on. Yeah, perfect. So next job is I just want to put a little bit of tape just on here. So now we want to part off this section here. And then I can get this end sanded and finished. So now, because the lid was a fairly tight fit and I have the tape on, so I'm happy enough to take away the tailstock. But I will support the lid just a little bit with my hand, keeping away from the chuck. There it goes. So I'm just going to get my spindle gouge now and just change the camera and just take away the little nubbin on the end. So again, I'm just supporting it with my hand and just coming in. Just give a little bit more speed. Just like that. So now we can just quickly sand up this. A bit of sanding sealer. Just denib that with the scotch pad. So now we can part it off here now. And what I'll do then is I'll just give it a polish on the buffing wheels. You can part it off with a little tenon saw if you're not comfortable doing it this way, but go. Take this out into the bin. Remove our tape. Pop off the lid. That just fits perfectly now in the chuck. So just give it a light little pinch. You don't need to put too much pressure on it, just until you barely hold it to sand the bottom. Again, I'm just supporting it with my left hand because it's just barely caught. You can put a little sanding arbor into your chuck and do it that way either if you prefer. I'm just doing it this way just for a bit of, just to speed up the process a little bit. So now, no marks on the chuck jaws at all. So perfect. So now we're going to give this a little polish. There it is. Some sort of a compound anyway. So now, as you get a good grip on it because it will pull it out of your fingers if you don't. That's just the first one, and you can see a nice shine coming on it already. So now we're on to wheel B, which is the white compound. It only takes a few minutes, but it's well worth the time. And last but not least, now our carnauba stick. I'll just get these out of the way. So now there we have it. Beautiful shine on it. As I said, it only takes a few minutes. It's well worth the effort. That's the base. The top. I said our grain matched up pretty good. But as I said earlier in the video, the thinner you can get your cut, use the thinnest parting tool you have. There's the inside. I didn't bother waxing the inside. So that was quite easy, quick and simple. There's just a few I done earlier. That's a piece of Irish yew, as I said, Black Locust. That was a little bit of silver birch. And I have a couple more here. This one is laburnum. Again, I shined him with the buffing wheels. This one is just oak. I just put beeswax finish on that one. Little bit of plain white sycamore. As I said, nice, you can see the grain match on it as well. And a little bit of spalted beech. And I said, yeah, that one was oak. I just put beeswax on that one. So there we have it, guys. Just finished our little capsule. This piece was Black Locust. I said I shined it up on the chestnut buffing wheels and it really came out nice. And the same with the yew, I polished that with the same system. And the laburnum, I think I put beeswax on some of the other ones, but again, as I said, a lovely quick little project. I think I'm looking here, I had about 52 minutes of footage, so you know, for a nice little project like that, it's well worth it. So again, guys, if you like this video, you might consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and share it, and leave me a comment to let me know what you think. And I shall catch up with you on the next one. So take care, bye for now.